Papa put it down, shun dapo, bapo dee dee on. Sha papa 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 pom pom. Hey, dapo dee boom, sha down dapo. Hey guys, no. Change in the youth media.
Running around scheming, yeah, I see you, I see you. Tell 'em I'm not running out this time. Streets calling me hold your words, telling herbs about my dirty work. Use the slime, deceiving me
Piff
faster
comes from London,
than a
it's English
pom-pom.
slang, and it means like people would say, oh, you look piff today, or that's a piff gal. So I took that, and Cherry, I listened to a lot of Amy Winehouse, and she had a red guitar, and she named it Cherry, so a lot of her songs derived from her guitar. And I felt very inspired when I heard her music, so I kind of put the two together and came out with Piff Cherry. It's like a sweet cherry. I've been singing for 8 years, but I really started songwriting about 2-3 years ago, taking it really serious and promoting myself. When I first started, I was just really just singing, trying to find out my sound and where I should be. So I've done a lot. I've done jazz, I've done hip hop. I'm kidding. Don't put me in front of the camera. I get silly. I think just a lot of people haven't really heard me. I think everyone's really distracted with what's actually, you know, out there right now with hip hop. You know, I think hip hop right now is taken over in a way with all these little rappers. Is that bad to say? I think eventually people are gonna get bored listening to the same type of sound and same type of music. Everything's written from the heart and from the soul. Nothing is just made just to get a like. It's all real. Real stories. I have to say Erykah Badu, and I love her soulful sound, and I have to say Nas because I love his storytelling. That's why I feel very inspired to always tell my story. And Jill Scott, she's very inspirational. She has inspirational songs, and that's where I'm going with my music now, is keep it inspirational. My music can be very powerful, and it can have a lot of energy. Like, people feel it when they hear it, and it can be very emotional.
The sky is blue, I have no clue where you are, but you look like a shining star at night. I think I found you are. I think I found you are. I think I found you are. I think I found you are.
It usually comes from a bad situation, but I try to make it positive. It's always usually, you know, somebody putting me down or saying, you know, things like you won't make it, and me putting that into a song and reminding myself of how powerful I really am. No, I don't see that selling out. I see it as we took this path together and you found your own. What's more inspiring than that? Yes, I was born in Queens in Elmhurst Hospital, and I moved here right before 9/11 with my father and my 5 siblings. I want to say New York is faster, obviously, faster paced. A lot of more people get shit done than West Palm. I feel like people here are a little lazy, a little too laid back, and I think that I kind of get in conflicts because of that, where I'm like, I have this rush, I'm like, let's go, we gotta get this done, you know. I like to keep that feeling alive, and New York keeps that feeling alive. And when you come here with that rush and people are like, yeah, it's kind of like, you know, you kind of wish that, you know, people just pick up the pace here, because there's a lot of talent, there's a lot of artists, there's a lot of photographers, there's a lot of painters. I mean, we just all need to work together and really push hard together. I think people just get a little too lazy.
Running around scheming, yeah, I see you, I see you. Running around scheming, yeah, I see you, I see you. Running around scheming, yeah, I see you, I see you. Running around scheming, yeah, I see you, I see you.
There's no training. I literally listen to a lot of music from all over the world, and sometimes I try to mimic it, and it helps me kind of develop my own sound and my own tone, and I get to learn what I can and can't do. Okay, so like, one producer I've always wanted to work with is Salam Remy. He's a composer. You know, he creates music from scratch, and I'm a true believer in that. I'd rather sit down with a producer and actually come up with something organically than to someone to just throw me a beat. You know, I feel like the process is so beautiful, and I really look forward to working with him one day. And he did a lot of Amy's songs and Nas, so it's very inspirational. When I found that, I was like, whoa. I wouldn't say making music is hard, it's afterwards. It's the visuals. It's how are we going to market this now? I think that's the most difficult part. But making it isn't. It's never hard. It just comes from the heart. It's not pushed. It doesn't have to be forced. Right now I'm working with producer Nikolai Luther, and I'm working with a film photographer named Dutch. And we're just coming up with great ideas right now to release this project called Energy. What else?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now you're running around telling them lies, like you just know me for one night.
What a beautiful sad song you sing. I told you it was all a fling. You expected me to pull the ring right out the tricks box. Facebook statuses, this shit stops yesterday. You wasn't my mess to make, Pontiac, but you masquerade like an Escalade. Where's your mommy at? She need to take you back. ASA, PLEASE, the best me. I can't be with you choking me. All in my ear, you pulling up receipts like I was, all in your head. If we gonna play some games, then we calling it fair as far as that goes. So all my friends' pages, you can add those. You probably still ain't getting me back though. Maybe drunk text on the Snapchat, oh. But I ain't putting up with shit when you get mad though. Hey yo, Piff, where they at though?
Okay, so that freestyle was random. I don't know if we're gonna actually do that song, but do look forward for something to drop pretty soon. The challenge is doing it on my own, promoting myself, and I really have a team to help really promote. And good things that come out of it though is I really get to learn the industry myself and not just have people do it for me. So I get the insights, and I know what to do and what not to do. When I'm not working, I'm working on getting better at my music. I'm trying to create different hooks. If you spent the day with me, we'd probably be listening to music the whole day. We might even be going to different studios. I'm always searching for something, you know, to engage in. It's a career choice. It's something that I've been working hard towards, and I'm not gonna stop. I've been singing since I was 17. I mean, I sang as a child, but it came and then it went. And then I started writing, and then the same thing happened, it just left. And then I heard Amy Winehouse, started getting to her music. I kind of started mimicking her flow, and then I found that I had such a deep tone. I had a jazz voice. I was like shocked myself. I was like, holy shit. You know, I didn't know I had that, because I'd be try to sing like falsettos and R&B, and I listened to a lot of Mariah Carey growing up, and that was totally not my sound. And then, you know, I started listening to jazz, and you know, I picked up, and then I really started to put myself out there and meet all these producers, local producers, and we all tried to come up with a sound for me, but it was difficult. It wasn't easy. You know, people didn't know what to do with my voice because they never heard it. They've never heard someone that had such a tone in West Palm.
Running your dirty mouth, telling them lies. I'm dignified, you crossed the line, making it seem like I'm the one to blame. Threw me in flames. That fire, 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 got inspired to keep
I hug
the
failure.
people.
I like failures. They teach me a lot of about what I'm doing and myself. So I've learned to accept failures pretty well. I mean, I might get a little upset, but I always learn how to come back and just go harder, because there's always room for improvement.
Put on a smile, hold it all in, get on stage, next town, making my way, travel the world, make it all worthwhile. Once the crowd dies down, I'm left with you. I'm left with.
I like performances. It's like, I love the feeling after I get off the stage when people come up to me like, oh my god, I was going through that. You know, like, that is what I really look forward to. You know, even when I come up with a hook or something and I send it to the producer or the filmmaker, and they're like, I just went through that last week, how did you know? And it's like, oh my god, that's great. Like, they all can compare, you know, we can compare situations, and I think that's the most encouraging thing when it comes to performing. It's like getting off and hearing people like, wow, that was amazing. Not because I sing well, because the words, they feel it instantly. And I want to keep it real all the time. Sometimes I even get scared with my own lyrics. Sometimes my own lyrics make me cry. And I'm like, you know, can I really perform this? And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I have to, because there's so many people going through the same thing. And music helped me throughout my whole life. No matter what language it was in, I could listen to it and compare and be like, wow, this is inspiring. So I really hope to give that back to a lot of people. I see myself closer to Adele, being just a little more emotional. I think we kind of match that same type of feeling. It's deep feelings, inner feelings.
Somewhere in the sky, yeah, somewhere in the sky. I wanna ask you why. You said in the sky, yeah.
It comes from relationships. Mostly when they end bad. But I feel like I need to express it. I just put it out in the universe for myself to let go, instead of holding it in.
Isn't it ironic how they change when you tax them? I done seen this shit my whole life. Word of cheap, keep shit I don't like. Telling me, bruh, you should really do blah, blah, blah. Nigga, I ain't taking no advice.
I'd have to say my theme song of my life right now is Scheming. As I think 2018 was just like a lot of trials and tribulations, and, you know, like learning who to trust, who I can't trust, and trusting myself, most importantly.
If you had a chance to make music as a living for the rest of your life, like you can support yourself fully and whatnot, but you only made like 40,000 or 30,000, would you be happy with that, or would you be upset that you're not making like the millions?
I'm not upset. I wouldn't be upset about not making millions. I want to make enough money so that I can actually do what I really want to do. I'm not, like, music comes natural to me, and I love it. I have such a great passion for it, and no one can stop me from doing it. But eventually, I would like to generate enough money where I can start my own advocacy agency. I mean, an agency that helps people with disabilities. It's like a behavioral therapy type of thing. I really look forward to having some money so that I can, like, do shit, like change some things. Like, I would love to change some things. I have worked as a caregiver for 10 years and have seen a lot. I mean, there's so many things that we could change to help these kids just by understanding them. But teaching people how to understand them is my goal.
Down, down.